I'm looking for Anthony Morris.
Who?
Tony Morris III?
Tony Morris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not here.
Okay. Can you tell him Selena Vertilomo came to see him?
Selena Vertilomo.
Vertilomo.
Hold on. Do you need to talk to him?
I think he needs to talk to me. He's responsible for the rape, stalking, and torture of myself, my sisters, and my mother. And I came down here to Lumberton, North Carolina to tell him my goddamn self, sir,
Did he rape you?
that his ass is grass and I'm the mower. His time has come. He has protected child rapists for long enough. He was relocated here to your nice Kingdom Hall. I understand you're a Christian congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses. He is directly responsible. He is directly responsible for everything that has happened to me and my family. And I've come for him, and I will continue to come for him.
And what is your name?
Selena Vertilomo. He's very well acquainted with my father, Tony Vertilomo, who is a child rapist and was running a sex trafficking ring inside of the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Vertilomo.
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 How you doing, guys? You know, every so often you'll catch wind of a high official in a certain corporation, including the CEO, where they were removed from power. For the most part, it's because maybe the business wasn't doing so good under their leadership. So what do? They vote them out, move somebody else in. There's also another reason they do that. This CEO, Chief Executive Officer, or even the chairman of the board may have been doing something they shouldn't have been doing. Now, the board of directors may have known about it, but they don't say anything. They let it slide. Everything's going fine. The business is going good. But then the public finds out. It's all over mainstream media and people all hear about it. All of a sudden, sales start to plummet. Well, the board of directors has no choice now. What do? We have to get the sales back. Well, they get together and they vote this guy out of office. They vote him out of power. And it could very well be his company, but it doesn't matter. The bottom line was hurt. Sales have dropped. So they had no choice but to get this guy out of power. Move somebody else in. The problem with that way of thinking is, by the time they do it, the public already found out about it. And they don't forget that easily either. They start to look at the company in a bad light. Is that what that company is all about? People start buying their products. They kind of go somewhere else. Like I said, I know of this instances where this has happened twice in recent years. And by the time the public finds out, damage has already been done. This brings me to a little situation with Watchtower. Now, we all know Tony Morris was removed as a governing body member. What was it, 6 months ago? Now, Watchtower wanted to do it quickly and quietly and hope nobody would notice. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. There were just too many XJWs on top of that. And we all caught it. And we all want to know, what did he do? The only thing we could speculate, and it's still speculating, it must have been something good for them to have removed him and got him out of sight and not even so much as mentioned his name again. We weren't sure if he was DF'd or not at the time. Well, obviously now we know he still is one of Jehovah's Witnesses. They just quietly moved him somewhere. Now, this recent situation with this young woman, Selena Vertilomo. Now, I don't know much about this woman, so I'm not going to say too much. Now, we've had people come out over the last decade, come out of the woodwork and charge Watchtower with mishandling sexual abuse. But never have I seen anybody physically go after and hunt them down. I think we've all seen this video by now. She was on a mission to hunt this guy down. And she mentioned her name a number of times just to make sure that her name was not forgotten. Now, I can't say for sure if this is the reason that Watchtower moved Anthony Morris out of his position, But it looks like it. It looks like it. And the thing is, now Watchtower moved him out of position. Hopefully that the boogeyman would go away. But think about this. Anthony Morris, had he and Watchtower not been hiding pedophiles for so long, nobody may have thought anything about this woman going to this Kingdom Hall and looking for Tony Morris. But the thing is, not only have they protected just a small handful, they have protected many, thousands of pedophiles. So when she came out with these accusations and went to that Kingdom Hall, most people were saying, another victim. And this is what happens when Watchtower protected one too many pedophiles. And they have. So Watchtower did what they had to do. See, when they removed Tony out of office, when they moved him out as a governing body member, obviously whatever he did, he was a liability to Watchtower. Whatever he did hurt the corporation. So they swept him under a rug. They moved him somewhere out of sight. Well, he's not out of sight anymore. Now with these accusations, he's even more of a liability. And I always wondered, as far as Watchtower's legal department, how far would they go to defend Tony Morris? Because the thing is, think about this. Anthony Morris has dirt on Watchtower. And if push came to shove, would he sell Watchtower out to save his own skin? And how far would Watchtower go to protect their tarnished image? I've always wondered about that. Here's something else that you might want to think about. I think it was September or October of 2020 when Anthony Morris did that little thing, morning worship, where he blew out the match and they vanished like smoke. Now, we all saw the video and we all did our take on it. Several of us did videos on it. But Mike and Kim were the only ones who picked up on something and they mentioned it. I can't remember how they phrased it, but what Anthony Morris was doing was a little bit of hocus pocus, a little bit of black magic. And I didn't think about it until I heard that. The thing about black magic, believe it or not, black magic comes with a price. I don't care who you think you are. You're going to pay for that spell somewhere down the line. And if I recall, Mike burned some sage to repel that little spell of Anthony Morris's. And by all looks about it, it looks like that spell bounced right back on him. Because as of right now, Anthony Morris is facing his own Armageddon. And things don't look like they're going to get too much better too soon. Just something to think about. Now we'll just have to play a wait-and-see approach to see what happens with the Selena girl and how far she will go. But by the looks of that video, she was on a mission. She was out to get his ass. And I'm sure Anthony Morris is sweating Twinkies right now. Anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to mention. You all have a good day. I'll be talking to you soon.